I mean, when you went in, you had murders on you.
Right.
So was there a certain degree of I may never come home, so fuck it. I'm just gonna wild the fuck out.
Nah, I always figured I was coming home. I had those thoughts that I wasn't coming home too by all the media publicity. I was like, I just hope they don't convict me on being Boosie. But I knew, they had nothing on me. I knew the crime was, the charge and all that was some bogus shit. But, I was worried about couldn't get convicted on my lifestyle that I live. But, I was on some serious shit. I knew I was on some serious shit. But in jail, I'm just me. Like in jail, you gotta make the best out of the worst situation. If you round that motherfucker frowned up all day, mad about you gonna lose your mind. If you worry about you gonna lose your mind. So even the guards, even when I was on death row, one guard told me, you was a stupid motherfucker. You facing death penalty, you round these motherfuckers smiling every day, cracking jokes, woo. Cause I never let them see me hurt, man. I'm not, you already got me down, I'm not finna let you see me hurt. So basically I fuck with the guards, they get mad when I smile, and, cause they won't see you down, they don't like to see you, when they see you smiling and you going through all this, they be like, is he crazy, nah, I'm just a strong motherfucker, I'm playing, even if when I do hurt, you won't see me,
Well, so you were actually on death row. I never knew that. I mean, I knew that you had those charges, but I didn't know they actually put you on death row. I thought that was after you got convicted.
Yeah, they put me on. I was on death row for 3.5 years. 3 and 4 months. In Louisiana, if you fighting the death penalty, they can send you to death row.
So when you're on death row, are you able to congregate with the other death row inmates? Do they let you into like a private yard or something, or is it complete isolation?
Now it's complete isolation. It's 12 cells on the tier, one person in a cell. We come out 45 minutes a day on the hallway. You come on the hallway, you talk to everybody. When we go in the yard, we're not allowed to go in the yard together. We chained up and we go into different cages. So there's a lot of isolation, but you interact with people when you're on the hallway. Not at visit, we visit all alone too. We can't visit with nobody. Things like that, but it's mostly isolation. But when you get on the hallway, you can contact with people, dap people up, go to cell, talk to your people.
One of the things about prison that I think a lot of people don't realize is that you actually went through and you had the money to pay for lawyers. We talked about it last time, how you spent hundreds of thousands on lawyers.
Right.
If you didn't have that, this would be a prison interview right now.
I'm not gonna put all my faith in the lawyers, but I had a fucking hell of a Johnny Cochran. But
right. You had a dream team.
I'll say it was God, man.
Right.
Cause God can pull you over through lawyers and all that shit. So I say it was God. But I did have I had some hell of a lawyers.
Yeah.
Shout out to my lawyers too.
But here's the reality of the court system. 90% of the cases end up getting pleaded out.
Right.
Meaning that they never go to trial.
Right.
And you have these situations where, let's say, a lot of times the person didn't do it, but when they tell them you face in 20, 30 years, but plea out to this 1 year and it'll all be over.
Right.
Most people, logically, even if they didn't do it, they're going to take that 1 year because they don't want to risk that 20 years.
Right. I would too. I have done it.
Oh, you've done that before?
Yeah. I got when I was in prison, that's why I'm on parole now. When I was in prison, I had a contraband charge of bringing cocaine and drugs into prison. And I took a plea deal so I wouldn't get like 3 strikes. I took a plea deal and took 8 years. And I took the plea deal so my old lady can walk. So, when they put stuff in front of you, you got to think like, I had to think like, do I want my kid's mama in prison? Do I want to go try to fight these people on these drug charges and still got to go for murder? You know, so I was basically like, let me go and get these, let me go and take these 8 years, or I come home 2.5-year paper, 3-year paper. But, you know, that's minor. This murder is the real thing. So I wanted to do that, and I ain't no type of dude who stick nobody out, bro, you know, if I brought him into the equation. So I took the lick so my baby mama and them could walk. And, you know, I just stood up, you know, I just stood up.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about a system, though, where you end up not really getting your chance in court, really, when you didn't do it because it's set up in such a way
No,
where
I
you
did
end up
it.
taking these years?
No, I did. I brought drugs into prison, hella drugs.
Well, okay, no, I'm talking about, okay, that's your situation.
Yeah.
But what about the situation, like, for example, I don't know if you remember it's called the Central Park Five. It was these 5 teenagers that were accused of raping this white woman, and they ended up all taking plea deals. They all went to prison, and then years later, it was found out, you know, through DNA evidence that they didn't even do it. All of them got released, but they all took these deals because they're facing 20, 30 years. So they all took it. They're all scared. They're from the Bronx. They don't have lawyers. They don't have money. You know, we're actually going to interview one of them, 2 of them, you know, in the next week or 2. But that's what happens way too many times.
Yeah,
And
the system just want convictions.
Yeah.
You know, the system just want convictions. You know, that's why they fight so hard to keep. That's why they was so mad with Obama for releasing all these prisoners on these 3 strikes laws. Because all they want is convictions. You know, I was in prison with dudes. Man, I was in prison with a guy who got 30 years for stealing the lawnmower.
What?
No, he got a life sentence. He been down 30 years for stealing the lawnmower. No, this other guy, Timmy Jackson. Jackson got life in prison. He been in prison 21 years in Angola for his 3rd strike. A woman walked out the pawn shop in New Orleans and dropped her bracelet that she bought. He came in behind her, picked the bracelet up off the ground, and put it in his pocket. He got life in prison, 3rd strike, stolen property.
Right. I mean, you have Khalif Browder. You know about his story at Rikers Island?
Yeah, I was watching something on that last night. He hung himself, right?
Right. He got put in Rikers for stealing a book bag. And it was awaiting trial. And he was in Rikers for like 3 years just awaiting this trial. He was in solitary a large portion of that time. He got out and ended up killing himself. He said that Rikers just destroyed him. And stealing a book bag.
Crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. They got the system is designed to destroy us, man. That's what people don't understand, especially in Louisiana, man. Like, if you look at the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, that's what it is in Louisiana. People think that shit is old. Nah, they still have a chain gang in Louisiana. Every day they wake up and they go on the field and they walk over 18 miles, 10 miles, picking vegetables, all this. They come back with their hands bruised up, everything. Some of them die of heat strokes out there. The chain gang, yeah. Tied to each other, walking miles with the people on the horse behind them with the guns. Yeah, like, you know, like, it's real, like.
Well, the Emancipation Proclamation outlawed slavery for everywhere except the prisons. In prisons, slavery is still considered legal. Right. And you could technically treat a prisoner the same way you treat a slave, with the same.
Yeah, right. That's what they do. You know, you go walk, you pick all that stuff, and you know, but everybody has to have a job, and they give us 7 cents a day, man. You get
7 cents a day.
You get 7 cents a day, 7 times 7 a week. That's what you get a day, and a honey bun 65 cents. So at the end of the week, you don't even have enough money for a honey bun.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I hope they change the system at some point.
Yeah, they need to, man. They need some structure in there, bro, because it ain't no place you won't be at, man. It's crazy.